Hello and welcome to Flippin Through, the internet's #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. And today we are flipping through Mad Magazine what number is this? 405, released May 2001. Cover price $2.99, which is indeed cheap. But before we do that, hey, I hope this episode sounds all right. I got a new microphone, and I don't know how to set it up. I'm in a little bit over my head. You see this? Does that look terrible? Well, it needs to be there because the springs make noises if I move this thing, and it's like it picks them up. Why did I do this? Why did I welcome this confusion and pain in on my world? Anyway. Hey, please remember, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. It really does help out the channel if you do that. If you want to support me in another way, patreon.com/flippinthrough. If you do that, if you support me there, you get not only a 6 set of stickers, you can also get this cool Alfred E. Newman stencil. So you got that going for you, which is nice. Anyway, that's it. That's all there is. Let's go to the overhead view. Let's get me. Hey, that still works. This is Mad Magazine number 405. And I have to say, I'm almost like preoccupied with the possibility that this just sounds horrible. Hope it doesn't, because I'm not going to record it again. Sorry, dudes. I'm going to live stream tomorrow night, and I have to actually try really hard to get this thing sounding right. And I don't know. I don't know if it does yet. Oh, wait. I forgot to thank those people who do support me on Patreon. I'm sorry. That is Misamo, David Strickler, Megan McInerney, Shane Buckley, Bobby Weigel, Cam Hayden, Rob Wilson, Rod Meadsbury, Andrew Goldfarb, Casey Ori, and Little Cozy Nostril. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope I can keep on earning it. This is a weird cover, all right? It's a weird cover because it's an artist I'm not familiar with. James Bennett is the artist of this. Not a name that you associate with Mad like all the time. But, you know, he's good, clearly very talented. And then they have this insert of George W. Bush reading the 20 dumbest people of the year, the special annual Mad that came out at the end of the year. That would, pick out the 20 dumbest things. You know what it is. Jeez Louise. Anyway, the real reason why I picked this is because I watched Survivor recently, and it's good. It's a good show. You like it. I like it. I think we should all watch it together. It is the dark ages of Mad. In the 400s. What did they do? They got ad. They sold ad space, and the ad space is not great. I kind of get distracted by it. Anybody who watches this channel knows that, I get distracted by it, and I start focusing in on the wrong thing, which is this, rather than Mad Magazine. We got some good PC Vase stuff, some Tom Richmond stuff, some... Who is this guy again? Not Tom Chaney. Wait, no, that is who it is. It's Tom Chaney. Wait, is it? I don't know. Tobacco is wacko. This is not a good ad campaign, by the way. This ad campaign is almost as bad as this table of contents. So this month in Mad history, though, we got to zoom in on this. In 1927, Edison invents the refrigerator light bulb after futile midnight attempt to find a salami. Not hide this salami, find one. May 3rd, 1996, PETA claims Disney cover-up in mysterious death of 102nd Dalmatian. Oh, May 20th, 1975. That was 10 years before I was born. May 20th is my birthday. Mississippi Supreme Court rules nude showering indecent. 1997, BMW. IBM supercomputer Deep Blue loses to Russian Sergei Valadevich in a game of handball. So stupid. That was, of course, when these supercomputers were starting to beat like grandmasters at chess. I don't know, that it's kind of cool. And here we have it. This is it. They spoiled it, right? The Mad Celebrity Snaps. You get a celebrity snap, you might earn 1 year subscription to Mad Magazine. You get one of like the super celebrity snaps, like they had the second tier. You could get like, I think it was 5 years. And usually it was people like George W. Bush that you would expect would be sort of difficult to get a photograph with. Here we have this is it. This is exactly what I was talking about. We've updated and revised our Ed's nifty 50 celebrity snaps wish list. If we print your photo of any of the following celebrities holding an issue of MAD, you will receive it's only 3 years, sorry, 3-year subscription and a special secret prize. Photos cannot be returned. You can still send people from the old list, but they will not count as a nifty 50. Not going to count. And that was pretty sick. That was pretty cool that they did that, I think. It was, they turned something that was something fans did and incentivized them a little bit. Get them to get in people's faces. And I think that's great. It was always really fun to see, I think. And here we have Tom Richmond. Yeah, Tom Richmond. I read that and I saw Arnie Kogan. I was like, what? No, I can't be wrong. Tom did a really good job with the colors of this because this movie, I feel like it was this movie, really set the tone for what filming things in Mexico looks like. And everything in Mexico is orange. I don't know if you know that. Don't know if you've been there, but it's an orange place. Everything just, they had this sort of, I mean, not sort of, very warm hue to everything. And then outside of Washington or whatever this takes place, it was very cold. And it could have been a pretty, like a very neat dichotomy, except that they really overdid it. I mean, you think that this is an exaggeration, but it's not. It's nearly this bad where it's like, I mean, it looks like half of it's underwater, the other half is on the sun, filmed live on location, the sun. But this is that's all I'm saying about it. Here we have a mad look at Survivor 2. Oh, okay. When was this? 2001. Okay. The first and last time I watched Survivor, the year 2000. And then I just watched it, so it wasn't the last. Then I watched it again just last year. And it was fun, guys. I'm telling you. No, this is one that, because Survivor was so big, I know I always get on it, like, you know, when you see a mad look at and it's something commercial. But this is one that I genuinely believe that they were just going to make fun of it. And it wasn't some type of like hidden, what is that called? Like promotion. And it's because of stuff like this, right? It's some guy brings a blow up doll. I mean, you're not going to, if you're paying for this, which I don't know if anybody ever did, you're probably not super happy. It's great. This is something I've wondered about, though. Well, no, not that. Not that. Snake in the grass. Yeah, this is great, dude. Artist and writer. You guys, if I am behaving differently, it's because I am very paranoid that all of this audio sounds terrible. All right. Let's see. Let's focus. Let me be mindful. Let me be in this moment. Hey, look, a fish. I'll get it. Look at, I got a punji stick. Stabs himself right in the foot. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very charmed by this. But this era of Mad, when I was like, how old was I? Like 18? Wait, no, I was like 15. Was I? I don't know. This was like, I don't know. I think some kids were aging out of Mad Magazine. I was not. Not at all. Um, Here you have some house ads for DC Direct, essentially a house ad, selling some plushies, some Spy vs. Spy plushies. I wonder if those are. I wonder if I can get those. My kid loves Spy vs. Spy now. And here, has your food been genetically altered? Um, this one was, I believe, reprinted quite recently, um, in in one of the newest issues. Does the fuzz on your peach ever spread to other things in your kitchen? Are you finding that half a lemon goes a lot farther than 5 lemons used to? Oh, geez. See, now you just hit this thing. Have you ever sliced a watermelon in half and found a backbone? Right, this was definitely reprinted. Um, I like I like that a lot. You guys know what I really love. That is the celebrity cause of death betting odds. This is in 2001, so his first term, right? Um, our team of cracked odds makers gives you the latest Vegas line on how one of today's biggest newsmakers will soon be hearing "Hail to the deceased," this month's future fertilizer for the Rose Garden, George W. Bush. I don't. Did they ever do Obama? I don't know. Can you get away with that these days? Like doing like right when a president gets elected, how is he going to die? Um, it's a pretty bold move. Here we have alcohol poisoning after realizing he's in way over his head. 2-1. Drunk driving accident after weekly night out with brother Jeb and the Supreme Court justices who helped him steal the election. Chokes to death on one of his own word mispronunciations. Slips in Oval Office on wet stain of some sort left by Clinton. Trampled by African American admirers at Florida NAACP Let Bygones Be Bygones rally. uh, Dies peacefully of old age after serving 2 successful terms and being hailed as one of our greatest presidents. Listen, that's pretty fun. It looks like, I mean, I wish it would have been something insane. Wouldn't it have been great if they said that, but at the end it was like, after dies peacefully of old age, after serving 2 successful terms and retiring and becoming a painter. No, not a house painter. The painter you didn't expect, like an artist who paints portraits of Vladimir Putin and other people. Nobody could have guessed that. Here we have a mad peek behind the scenes at a college admissions office. This is a classic. This is one that they did all the time back in the day. There'd be a peek behind the scenes of the post office, peek behind the scenes of I don't know, of a school. I think there was one with, I saw Wally Wood one where it was a mad peek behind the scenes of like bring your child to work day or something similar to that. And it's just fantastic. It's so good, so much fun. And I especially love the way that they like remove the roof on things like that. One, making it so cramped and just cramming so much stuff into the panel. But this is, I don't know, I'm immensely charmed by this. Um, I think it's fantastic. It's one of my favorite things that they would do at Mad Magazine. Like one of the recurring things. Visually, if not always writing wise. Um, It's amazing that I just got this job as a college admissions officer. I didn't even graduate from college. You didn't? Then how'd you get the job? Same way most of our students get into this place. I lied on the application. Um, this girl wrote such a touching essay on her struggle about being adopted. It's so honest. She really bared her soul. I've already received 5 of those. That was just the half price special last month on myessays.com or ChatGPT. A 1600 on her SATs and a 4.0 GPA? Well, I'll show little Miss Perfect Katie that her luck has just run dry. They don't do that, do they? They really do let everybody into college. I think like for most colleges, the admissions process is just like a formality. Who did the artwork on that? Amanda Connor. Holy smokes. She went on to a pretty darn good career at DC Comics. That's cool. Wow. I was not expecting that. Here we have instant music reviews. They did this a lot with, I think it was, I don't know if it was around this time or a different time, that the instant movie reviews. So we have some beautiful Rick Tulka art. And of course, so here we have Garth Brooks is just boo. Ricky Martin is Icky Man. No, he's not. How dare they? Ted Nugent strumming away on his M16. And it just says nut. He is. I think he is a nut. I think he might actually say that he's a nut. Here's Whitney Houston, whiny. Jennifer Lopez, nope. Elton John, loon. I don't know, like, does this even have to be accurate? Smash Mouth, shh. And then Alanis Morissette, lame. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun, guys. It's fun and funny. I got a burp button, a belch button. Wait, I don't think my belch button worked. All right. Well, if you just heard that, I'm sorry. All right. I apologize. That's embarrassing. The Legend of Beggar Vance. Was that movie out? That Will Smith movie out at this time? The Legend of Bagger Vance? Here we have Spy versus Spy. By Peter Cooper. Back, I say this every time I see his earlier Spy versus Spy stuff. Back when he was doing the stencils. But it's so much fun, his stencils. I love it. I like it a lot. It is, I have to say, kind of strange to see Duck Edwing doing these like in a Mad magazine. I think I was talking last week in the 90s. That was like my golden era because you had new guys and you had the old guys who are still around, like those amazing artists like Clark and Woodbridge. Maybe not Clark, but Woodbridge was still doing stuff, and it was fantastic. It looked amazing. I don't have that same feeling with Duck Edwing in 2001. I don't know. I don't feel good about that. Feel kind of like a dick that I don't feel excited in the same way. But what am I going to do? Here we have the one of the Mad ad parodies. Know who's keeping these alive? I think in Mad Magazine, and also I think he had a few in Mad Magazine than others published elsewhere. The person who's keeping these alive is Kit Lively. He's doing these like fake magazines, and they're great. They're lovely. If you guys don't know, Kevin Pope and Desmond Devlin made the greatest version of Goofus and Gallant, or Gallant. of all time. That was Melvin and Jenkins, two young black men who were just trying to make it in life, and the hijinks that happened along the way. Boy, oh boy. Jenkins takes charge of his blue group at the pep rally and urges them to cheer louder than the red group and the gold group combined. Melvin thinks that nothing creates instant pep faster than amphetamines and communal water fountains. Maybe he's right. I don't know. You don't know either. Jenkins makes a straw figure representing the rival school's coach and burns it in effigy at the rally before the big game. I think that would probably be a Melvin move nowadays. I don't think you're allowed to burn effigies of people. I think that's like a big no-no. Melvin says, why waste all that time making a straw figure? Jenkins volunteers to read the daily announcements over the PA system during homeroom period. Melvin barricades himself inside the sound booth and gets all the way down to 3 bottles of beer on the wall before the fire marshal bursts in. Oh, that's funny. And here we have, this is the last one I'm going to read. Jenkins puts together a retirement party for the school's most senior teacher to say thank you for the caring, thank you for the guidance, thank you for your service. Melvin pulls the old collapsible cane switcheroo under the classic comedy premise, always leave them laughing. Oh my goodness. Look, oh, you guys. I know I don't get as excited about some of this stuff in the earlier issues, like the issues in the 60s and 70s. They're great. I'm sure some of you guys, you just squeal with delight when you come across those issues. That's how I feel about this era. I don't know what it is. It's nostalgia. That's what it is. Kyle Bridget has often said that Bill Ray was channeling Harvey Kurtzman when he did this. I don't disagree, though I can't say it with the same authority he can because he knows more about those older artists than I do. But what I absolutely love is beyond that, the dedication of using things like craft tint in these old Monroe strips, having that craft tint in there to like push things back into a background in the foreground. It just works so beautifully. And he does a pretty darn good job with it. Like you'll notice a lot of times with those older strips where people use it, where sometimes it'll just be the craft tint. Other times like this, they'll, apply their own shading as well to add some more, rendering and details to it. But it's so good. Now here, this is actually really cool because you can see that he has that like the 2 exposure type. So he exposed the 1, so he gets the diagonal lines, and then he exposes it again to get the cross hatching in some of these spots that are underneath the old man's body, which is really cool. It's such a neat material. I wish they still made it. I think the exposure stuff was not great for you. There's like mercury in it. I forget. I made a video about it. You guys, come on. Just watch the video. You guys watch the video, then leave a comment explaining what the problem is. You can forget about becoming a made man in the Soprano mob if you guys, I'm watching The Sopranos for the very first time. It's quite good. Quite good. This is artist and writer John Caldwell. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep moving on through this. We'll do a quick pass through this movie theater audience because no offense to Russ Cooper, we're here for Tom Punk, okay? Maybe if they picked a different artist, we would be super into the writing, but that's awesome. Maybe we'd be super into the writing, but we are not. Is this when he peaked? Is this when Tom Punk peaked? I think it might be. I think it absolutely might be. No moviegoers were entertained in the process of projecting this film. Oh my God. It's so great. How much of an influence do you think Basil Wolverton was on, what's his face? This guy, Tom Bunk. Another dumb house ad. And here we have C.S. Oy. C.S. Oy? I guess that sounds like I don't know. I'm gonna boogie on through this as well, which brings us to this fold-in, which is pristine because this comes from my personal collection. And then this. Those of you who watch every week will notice that there was a great ad that was for steroids the last time I was in this era of Mad Magazine, and it was who's the guy? One of the dudes. He was the ginger that hit a bunch of home runs. I forget his name. But then they switch it out, and it is just an Altoids ad. I gotta say, I don't like this. I don't like them being used for an Altoids ad. That feels like even worse than just an ad for corn nuts. I don't know. It feels nasty to me. Anyway, you guys, hey, thank you so much for watching. If you have feedback on the audio, genuinely tell me in the comments below, because then I can make tweaks, hopefully, and get it real tuned in. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Toodaloo.